Yo, what is good YouTube? Matty Dubs here, back with another video, guys, and we have some more news, notes, highlights, observations from day one of joint practices between the San Francisco 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders. A very intriguing joint practice mixture where, former 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is now in Vegas, and you got Cleveland Farrell, the former Las Vegas Raider, over there in San Francisco. So a couple of familiar faces to each other's teams coming back here, reuniting and going against each other in joint practices. Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk strictly about Cleveland Farrell. That was just an example. But in this video, I'm going to go over everything that happened, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything you guys need to know going into another joint practice, but also, more importantly, game one of the preseason between these two teams. So if you guys are interested in any of that, make sure you guys do me a favor and smash that like button just so we can get this video to more Raiders and 49ers fans around the world. But also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the entirety of training camp, preseason, regular season, signings, trades, anything that happens. I got you guys covered, as well as I will be live streaming this 49ers and Raiders game on Sunday. I will be live for that game, so if you want to watch that game with me live, make sure you guys join the family. Turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we go live for a game and every time we post a video as well. But without any further ado, let's get into the start of the video. Now, one of the biggest wins for the 49ers here today was Trent Williams. I mean, he shut down Maxx Crosby a couple of different times, but, to be completely honest, those two looked very good. It looked like a battle of the ages. I mean, you just love to see these guys go head-to-head. Trent Williams definitely looked good a lot of the time. We also saw some one reps on Maxx Crosby as well. I'm not sitting here saying that Maxx Crosby had a terrible day, but I'm just saying Trent Williams looked like that guy. Still looks like he is one of the best left tackles in the entirety of the NFL. They did a lot of one-on-one pass rush drills where, Crosby tried to bull rush Williams and just failed him. And then he tried a spin move on Williams and got nowhere. And, both these guys had great days, so you got to give both those guys a lot of credit. Aaron Banks, another left guard or another offensive lineman here, he looked pretty good. I think he just returned from the concussion protocol, but pretty much won every single one of his reps during one-on-one drills versus the Raiders, so that was a good sign. And then you have Javon Hargrave, the defensive tackle, coming over here to the 49ers. He had a good day, sacked Jimmy Garoppolo in 11-on-11s, and pretty much all of the 49ers defensive lineman did as well. I mean, the defensive lineman for the 49ers just had days, man. The Raiders just don't look amazing right now, but Javon Hargrave looks amazing, man. I mean, not only throughout this joint practice, but throughout all of training camp, he's been getting to the quarterback. Now, some guys who maybe didn't look so good, you got Colton McKivitz. He's a right tackle. Chandler Jones absolutely destroyed him with a spin move, and, he's good, or McKivitz is good when he goes against, other guys who aren't as talented as Chandler Jones. But when he went against Chandler Jones, it stands out. So he's a guy that might not be a starter right away, might not be a guy who they look as to be a starter this year, but maybe in the future he still got time to develop. And then you got Leroy Watson, another offensive lineman here who did not look so good. He's been getting beat a ton during training camp, and he's a former tight end, so he's kind of transitioning into an offensive tackle. So he still has a long way to go. Did not look amazing. Cameron Latu, a tight end, dropped his only target of the day. So that was not good at all. Hit both of his hands. Should have been easy catch. Should have been an easy one. Although it wasn't. He's pretty much had a terrible training camp. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And then, the Raiders overall didn't have a bad day. I would say Jacoby Myers has really started to impress Jimmy Garoppolo a ton over the past few days. I feel like Jacoby Myers might be one of the biggest winners so far in camp for the Raiders wide receiver corps, other than Devontae Adams. Trey Tucker has gotten a lot of reps over the last couple of days here as, a gadget guy, speed guy who can get down the field and make big plays. Alex Bars is really trying to compete for that right guard spot. Don't know if he's going to end up winning it, but there's still a ton of work to be done here with this Raiders team. I mean, when you look at the roster, it doesn't seem bad, but Josh Jacobs is in question. We don't know if he's going to play or not. Devontae Adams is pissed that Josh Jacobs is not here playing, so he's pissed about that. You got Michael Mayer is looking good. That is a good sign. Austin Hooper is looking pretty good as well. Overall, just, Jimmy Garoppolo not looking great as well. McDaniels has giving some props to Aiden O'Connell for just being consistent. So that's a good sign going forward. And then the defense, you still haven't seen Tyree Wilson. He's on the NFI list. I mean, man, I can't count how many times I've seen the Raiders draft someone in the first round and they don't play, or we don't see him too often, or, Cleveland Farrell and, now Jonathan Abram and Damon Arnett and Henry. I mean, it's just tough, man. The Raiders are going through a lot right now. So hopefully, I'm hoping that Tyree Wilson is, back from the NFI list as soon as possible and he can get it going, because I'm excited to see him. I think he could be a really good player. So he is definitely someone I'm excited to see going forward. Obviously, Byron Young's been an okay defensive tackle. It doesn't seem like he's going to be a starter, but a guy who they hope to develop over the future. Linebacker room looks okay. Still have a lot of work to do there. And then Jacorian Bennett, man. Jacorian Bennett has made his way up the depth chart, man. I think he's a starter. I think he's been starting at the last couple of days here. Jacorian Bennett, the 4th round draft pick, has looked pretty much unstoppable in camp so far. He's going to continue to get better. And I think the DB room is probably the best so far for the Raiders. And you got Jacorian Bennett, Marcus Epps, Trayvon Mulrig, Marcus Peters, and Nate Hobbs. I feel like it's a very solid DB room. But also you got to give credit to Maxx Crosby and Chandler Jones as edge rushers. I feel like that's a very good group as well. But there's still a ton of work to be done with this Raiders team. There's still a lot of moves that they need to make going forward to make this team competitive. But I don't think they're terrible right now, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the joint practice day 1. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.